all locals within the Council of Forgiveness and the rising up of enemies. Take them away from us and from all your people and from the mother of Maspiro and from Saul. أما الصالحات والنفعات فارزقنا إياها لأنك أنت الذي أعطيتنا السلطان أن ندوس الحيات والعقائب على كل قوة العدو أيضا فنسأل الله طرف الكل أبابنا ولا نخلص يسوع المسيح نسأل ونطلب من صلاحك يا محب البشر اذكر يا رب عبيدك أبائنا وأخواتنا الذين الذين نقضوا وتنيحوا في الإيمان بالمسيح منذ البدء آبائنا القديسين ورؤساءنا الساقطة آبائنا الأساقفة آبائنا القوم بصور بأنهم قدوس أخوتنا الشمامسة آبائنا الرهبان وإخوتنا المنيين وعن نياح أنفس المستشهدين في بلادنا مصر اغفر لنا خطايانا يا رب. تفضل يا رب تعال ريح نفوسهم في فردوس النعيم في أحضان آبائنا القديسين إبراهيم وإسحاق ويعقوب ولهم جميعا في موضع خضر على ماء الراحة في فردوس النعيم الموضع الذي هرب منه الحزن والكآبة والتنحل في نور القديس أقم أجسادهم في اليوم الأخير كمواعيدك الحقيقية غير الكاذبة هب لهم خيرات مواعيدك ما لم ترى عين وما لم تسمع به أذن وما لم يخطر على قلب بشر ما أعددت يا الله لمحب اسمك القدوس لأنه لا يكون موت لعبيدك بل هو انتقال وإن كان لحقهم توان أو تفريط وبشر كبشر وقد لبسوا جسدا وسكنوا في هذا العالم يا رب كصالح محب البشر اللهم تفضل عبيدك المسيحيين الأرثوذكسيين الذين في المسكونة كلها من مشارق الشمس إلى مغاربها ومن الشمال إلى الجنوب كل واحد باسمه وكل واحد باسمه يا رب نيحهم واغفر لهم فإنه ليس أحد طامة لو كانت حياته يوم واحد على الأرض أم هم يا رب الذين أخذت نفوسهم نيحهم ولا يستحقوا ملكوت السماوات وأما نحن كلنا فهب لنا كمالا مسيحيا نأتيك أمامك وأعطينا وإيانا نصيبا وميراثا مع كافة القديسين بسم الآب والابن والروح القدس الآن واحد آمين. أنا عاوز يا جماعة أشكركم كلكم اللي احترتوا هنا في الوقفة ديت بمناسبة استشهاد إخواننا وأهالينا في ماسبيرو.
الاضطهاد كلكم عارفين في اضطهاد في مصر، في اضطهاد في مصر، ما نكذبش على بعض. الاضطهاد في العصر القديم موجود، من اول عصر الاوثان كان في اضطهاد، الرومان كان في اضطهاد، في الاسلام كان في ابشع اضطهاد. لو تبصوا كده للقصص من ايام دخول الاسلام في مصر، في التاريخ ما يكذبش. في العصر الحديث الاضطهاد ابتدى من 1951، من ساعة ما كان في كنيسة اتحرقت في السويس وسحلوا اللقبات في الشوارع بتاعت السويس، كلكم عارفين الكلام ده كله. أيام عبد الناصر كان في اضطهاد، أيوه كان في اضطهاد، بس أيام السادات الاضطهاد زاد، زودوا الاضطهاد. أيام حسني مبارك الاضطهاد زاد أكتر. وبعد الثورة حاجة بشعة بصراحة، عمرنا ما شفنا إن البوليس والجيش والشعب المسلم يتحدوا إيد واحدة ضد اللقبات.
Sayyidina Amba Anthony is welcoming everybody and thanking everybody for coming. And he would like to draw the attention that the Christian church in Egypt was founded on the martyrs' blood. And there has been a continuous discrimination and abuse and hardship for a long time. And lately the abuse was worse during the period from the revolution until now.
أنا مش هتكلم كتير يا جماعة، بس الحاسة دي حاسة بشعة قوي. عشان كده احنا عندنا في الأبوشية حوالي 18 كنيسة. إن شاء الله لما يكون في كنيسة 19 هنسميها كنيسة الشهداء بتوع ماسبيرو، كنيسة الشهداء بتوع ماسبيرو. أنا مش عايز أكمل كتير عشان كلكم عايزين تتكلموا، بس هكتفي بهذا الكلام. ربنا معاكم يا قوي، وعاوز أشكر كل الكنائس اللي وصلت هنا معانا. في كنائس وصلت على بعد 4 ساعات، كنيسة كونكاستر على بعد 4 ساعات، نوريتش على بعد 4 ساعات 5 ساعات وصلوا هنا. أنا عايز أشكركم كلكم يا جماعة، كل الآباء الكهنة اللي موجودين.
Sayyidina Amba Anthony thanking everybody, and he is saying that the 19th church in the north is going to be called the Church of the Martyrs of Maspiro, to make the memory of the martyrs of Maspiro live forever. Now, our father here, we're going to Father Sergius, Coptic Orthodox Church is going to say the statement of Amba Anthony in English. Thank you.
The Coptic Orthodox Church is the Christian Church of Egypt and is the oldest Christian church in the whole world. The word Copt refers to Christian Egyptian, be it Orthodox, Catholic or Protestant. Since Egypt was converted to Islam by force in the 8th century, Copts have been living under ruthless persecution. This persecution that began centuries ago continues today, the only difference being the use of modern weaponry instead of swords and daggers. In recent years, barbaric attacks on Copts were planned and carried out during the celebrations of Christmas and the New Year. In 2010, while worshippers were leaving the Church of St. George in southern Egypt, Nag Hammadi, after the midnight mass, 3 Muslim terrorists drove by and opened fire from machine guns. 6 Copts, aged between 16 and 29, were killed instantly, and tens of others were seriously injured. In 2011, in the very first hour on the 1st of January, and while Coptic worshippers were leaving the Church of the Two Saints in the coastal town of Alexandria after attending Mass to mark the beginning of the New Year, a car explosion met them outside the church, killing 22 Copts and injuring many more. These are but two examples from a long list of atrocities. On the 25th of January 2011, a revolution in Egypt overthrew the regime and left the country run by the army. Egyptian Christians had hopes that this would be the dawn of a new era of equality and freedom after many centuries of persecution and discrimination. Alas, within a few months their hopes faded away and their dreams were shattered. Since the Egyptian Revolution on the 25th of January 2011, Muslim fanatics and fundamentalists, encouraged and supported by some senior government officials and politicians, set fire to and demolished 3 Coptic Orthodox churches, set fire to many Coptic homes, and killed and made homeless many Copts. On Sunday the 9th of October 2011, Copts went out in a peaceful march to express their protest against the injustice and persecution befalling them. In response, the army and the police used excessive force and attacked the demonstrators with army tanks and live ammunition, resulting in the murder of 35 and the wounding of 320 others, including women and children. In addition, hundreds were arrested and detained. This latest massacre and savage attack on Christians bring to mind the many other massacres when hundreds, indeed thousands of Copts were viciously murdered for no reason other than their religious beliefs. A basic right recognised by all civilised societies and nations. The perpetrators of these massacres were either never captured or acquitted by the legal system that continuously supports and indeed encourages such atrocities against Christians. Copts have been through a long history of persecution and ethnic and religious discrimination, which is recorded in the reports of the United Nations and many non-governmental and human rights organisations. To this day, Christians in Egypt are still persecuted. Some examples of this persecution include, but are not limited to, physical and violent persecution ranging from inflicting bodily harm due to murder. This, the Egyptian form of jihad against the infidels, i.e. Christians, and indeed all non-Muslims. Ethnic cleansing where Muslims drive Christians out of villages and towns by attacking this way and setting fire to their homes and businesses. Ongoing kidnapping of young Christian girls and converting them to Islam by force. This is a rapidly growing phenomenon supported by the police. Never has any kidnapper been brought to justice or even arrested. Discrimination against Christians in public and private appointments. They are excluded from certain jobs and positions simply because they are Christians. It is not uncommon to hear Muslim employers saying to job seekers, "Sorry, we do not hire Christians." All senior positions in sensitive government agencies, such as the police, the army, and so on, are beyond the reach of Christians, regardless of their qualifications, experience, or capabilities. Mental and physiological persecution, where Christians are subjected to verbal abuse from even Muslim children. The Christian clergy in Egypt actually never walk in the street, never take a taxi or use public transport because of all the abuse they would suffer. denying Christians their right to exercise their religious beliefs and to build churches for worship. It is extremely difficult to build new churches in Egypt. Furthermore, the rapidly growing phenomenon of setting churches on fire is anything but uncommon in Egypt. Despite hopes that the fall of the former regime and the rule of the army would bring at least some measure of justice to Christians in Egypt, the army continued in the footpath of its predecessor and indeed surpass it in its violence and aggression towards Christians. It plays a major role in the systematic and continuous persecution of Christians in Egypt. As Christians have been excluded from senior positions in state agencies, and as the Islamic fundamentalism continues to flourish in Egypt, this has resulted in a much feared Islamic fundamentalism infiltrating all the agencies and departments of the government in Egypt. In fact, Islamic extremism is one of the main exports of Egypt. If you take time to look at the list of the most notorious leaders of Islamic terrorism worldwide, you will see that many of them are Egyptians or were taught and led by Egyptian Muslims. As the Egyptian state itself upholds primary discriminatory beliefs and classifies Coptic Christians as second-class citizens, it is not surprising to see the state actively inciting, encouraging, supporting and protecting religious and ethnic discriminatory activities and persecutory measures towards Christians. Starting with children from a very young age, the curriculum taught in schools and colleges in Egypt children are taught that Christians are
stay within the barrier. You can stay within the building. If you want to walk along, I'll come with you. You can get a high-vis jacket or put it around.
in a way understandable to play a major role in promoting it in the first place. It rarely happens that when Christians are murdered, anyone is even charged, not to mention sentenced. The Egyptian media actively promotes hatred and discrimination against Christians, as well as Western societies. There is a plethora of TV and radio programs that incite hatred against Christians. Their message is open and clear. Christians are infidels. Jihad against them is the responsibility of their existence, and the ultimate goal is spreading peace and tolerance.
Thank you very much for the circle. Right. Start the procession again. Now we're starting a procession again. Thank you.
attack on the peaceful procession carried out by the Coptic families against the burning of the churches and against the obstruction to construct places of worship to Christians of Egypt, the latest one being the 9th of October, this cowardly attack by the Egyptian army and the militant Islamists against peaceful and loyal group of the Egyptian people who never been troublemakers. All they want is basically to worship in peace and to be left alone. We are coming here to show solidarity and to be voice for the voice. Sunday, the 9th of October, Christian families went out, children, wives, without any intention to have any sort of trouble. They were practicing their basic democratic right to express their feeling about their persecution, which has been going on for years and years. And for the first time this day, we saw the official Egyptian taking active part in inciting the violence on live TV. We saw Russia Magdi on the official Egyptian TV pleading to Egyptian, presumably the militant Islamists, to come out to defend the Egyptian army, because the Egyptian army has been under attack. They claimed, falsely claimed, and 3 conscripts died and over 30 injured. Total lies spread by the official Egyptian media to inspire violence against the Copts. This is a small part of what Copts in Egypt are actually facing. There have been years of discrimination, years of hardship, years of killing without justice, years of killing of Christians in Egypt without any attempt at all to take people to court, to take the perpetrators of violence to court. And the result of that was 30 years of total impunity. Anybody knows in Egypt that the Christians' prices is 0, that there is no price as on the Egyptian license. They are the national game now. Not surprisingly, anybody can do anything with any Egyptian family. People coming out in peace, singing hymns, carrying candles, and just practicing the right of saying we are not accepting to be treated as second-class citizens. The result of this is they have been grounded under the wheels of armored vehicles. I think after the first 24 hours, after the Egyptian media tried to pull the wool in front of the eyes of the whole world now has seen what is happening. And the whole world and the world media, who has always been underplaying or playing down the attention and eventually had to show the pictures, the photographs, the footages, the videos of the killing of the Christian under the wheel and of the armored vehicle, and the skulls under the exploding under the wheels of heavy armored vehicle belonging to the army and to the police. This is a day of shame on the Egyptian government, day of shame on the Egyptian army. If you remember, during the time of the Chinese Revolution, at the time the most severe form of dictatorship was in power in China. As soon, do you remember Tiananmen Square? Do you remember when the tank stopped just before the body of a protester? I think, and the whole world can see, that the brutality of the Egyptian regime exceeded any brutality in the whole world. Even the...
We need justice! We want 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 justice!
I can only compare the seriousness of the attack on the Israeli embassy and how serious this was. How serious it was, and what a great threat to the Egyptian security. This was treated very leniently, and compare that to the peaceful Coptic Christian protesters who are really protesting about a legitimate right. See how lenient the treatment of the army to the people who went against all international treaties. Doors of an embassy. Compare that with the brutality when the innocent families were crushed under the tanks. I cannot find words to express the anger we have. The Coptic community are angry. Everywhere are angry. We are not going to accept this treatment. I have got some messages here. We have a message to our brothers and sisters in Egypt, the Christian community and the enlightened Muslim community. We are not going to relent. And we are always keeping you in our thoughts. We have, and we feel the same feeling of anger, of rejecting all this kind of treatment just like you. And for the government, I have a message. Wake up, government. Wake up and...
Wake up, government! Wake up, government! Wake up, government! Wake up, government! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! يا تنطوي عيب عليك حرس أولاد قدام عينيك! يا تنطوي عيب عليك حرس أولاد قدام عينيك! يا تنطوي عيب عليك حرس أولاد قدام عينيك! يا تنطوي عيب عليك حرس أولاد قدام عينيك!
message to our brothers and sisters in Egypt. You are our flesh and blood. Our Christian duty towards anybody, towards any human being, is to stand up against injustice. Our duty is to be voice for the voiceless. So, in this case, you are more and more in our thoughts than anything else. To the Egyptian government, it is your duty to protect all citizens and treat all citizens equally. And you, the military council, the Supreme Military Council of the government, you failed consistently to carry out your duty. You failed consistently. Important part, an original part of the Egyptian society. You failed thus consistently, all the time. You never served justice to Copts and the Copts.
It's okay.
I have got a message to the British government and to the British public. Please realize what is happening to the Christians in the Middle East. Take the lesson from the past. Help us. Help the Christians of the Middle East. I have got a message to the militant Islamists. You think you are going to break our spirit? You are wrong. Our spirit will never be broken. Christian blood is not cheap.
Christian blood is not cheap.
Christian blood is not cheap.
Christian blood is
Cheap.
Christian blood is not cheap.
We want justice.
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 Coptic blood is not cheap.
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 We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
هم بيقولوا علينا كافرين
هم يقولوا علينا كافرين.
واحنا اصل المصريين.
واحنا اصل المصريين.
ليه بتقولوا علينا كافرين؟
ليه بتقولوا علينا كافرين؟
احنا اصل المصريين.
احنا اصل المصريين.
احنا اصل المصريين.
احنا اصل المصريين.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice. We want justice.
We want justice.
Listen to our pain.
Listen to our pain.
Listen to our pain.
Listen to our pain.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Listen to our pain.
Listen to our pain.
They will do it again.
They will do it again.
Listen to our pain.
Listen to our pain.
They will do it again. Supreme Military Council has consistently failed the Copts. We are not going to be you are not going to accept to be treated as second-class citizens. We put the blame squarely on the shoulders of the Egyptian government and on the shoulders of Supreme Military Council. We are watching everything. We are concerned about the rhetoric of the militant Islamists, about the statement mentioned by Najah Ibrahim of Al-Jama'ah Al-Islamiyya and from Nasr Ibrahim Al-Qawsi from Al-Jama'ah Al-Islamiyya, when he said that the Copts have to apologize about the Marinab Church, and we all know that the Marinab Church was a legitimate construction of a legitimate church which is badly needed for the Christian community in the South. We would like to say that we are watching everything, we know where the blame lies, and we will continue to point the finger at the Egyptian government, and we will continue to point the finger at the Supreme Military Council. We are not going to stop until the day of
of unity and collaborative effort. To their home faith, and there was a return of attacks on an unprecedented scale against churches and Christians in Egypt. For the first time, we saw churches burned and demolished. Had promised to protect every Egyptian looked on. Since then, we have had an escalation of violence from Mbaba to Afrin to Aswan, along with terrorist bombing of a church in Alexandria earlier this year. The common denominator in all of these and every other attack from the past decades is that there has been insufficient official investigation and an absence of prosecution. This last week, however, saw a new, even more dramatic turn. A peaceful rally leaving from the Cairo suburb of Shubra and heading to Maspiro State Television Center traveled approximately 10 kilometers very peacefully and without incident. Bottom stones and rocks being hurled at them at one point. According to report from organizers, there were some 60,000 people there. Men, women, children, and young and old people. Complete families marching in an orderly manner. Once the march entered into Maspiro area, however, there has been a sudden escalation with moments of the army use excessive lethal force against these peaceful demonstrators. The same army that said in January that it would not fire a single shot against an Egypt citizen and stood by and watched churches burned and Christians killed because it was not in a position to intervene. However, used live ammunition and excessive force in this situation, lethal while armored troops mowing people down and killing many. Even the premature and unsubstantiated accusation by the military when shots were fired from amongst demonstrators would by no means warrant this level of reaction and retaliation used in armed soldiers. While these facts speak for themselves, the following must be noted and investigated. The escalation of unrest in Egypt has been caused by numerous and until now unresolved attacks on churches and Christians, and these must be investigated. The preparators prosecuted and the situation is clarified. Use of this excessive level of force by the military must be investigated by the Supreme Council of the Armed Force, bearing in mind that there has been tens of protests and demonstrations by various groups of the past months that have not met this level of reaction to date. The press conference conducted by the CAF caused by the military and the armored troops carriers were not intentionally driven into demonstrators, asking people to be sympathetic to frightened soldiers, even if there was no intent. The drivers of those vehicles had indeed caused death and thus must be prosecuted. Furthermore, none of the footage that the incident shows any demonstrators carrying firearms, swords, or cooked as allies. The irresponsible reporting by state media on the day of the Maspiro incident must be investigated. There were major infringements, including the making premature, inflammatory, and unsubstantiated claims that Christians had been firing shots at the military. Reporting and inflammatory claims had made demonstrators expressing disgust of disloyal protesters attacking the army, and publicly televising insults and profanity against Christians and Christianity. This indeed a turning point in Egyptian's contemporary history, a time in which there can be positive reform and the building of new Egypt that is cohesive and that insists a sense of its citizenship, ownership and responsibility into every Egyptian, ceasing to focus on the person's religion, but more on his or her contribution and accountability to single nation states. Alternatively, this can be a point at which we merely continue denying the reality of the present conflict, leaving unlawful acts unresolved and
ربنا موجود دايماً حي ما بينامش وموجود ما تقولش الهم وما تخافش ربنا موجود دايما حي ما بينامش ومالوش حدود ما تقولش الهم وما تخافش عصر الظلم مش هيعود قوم يا اختي وعلي الصوت عمر الحق ما هيموت قوم يا اختي وعلي الصوت عمر الحق ما راح يموت قوم يا اختي ربنا موجود عصر الظلم مش هيعود قوم يا اختي وصوم بلدك اللي راح فيها دم ولدك قوم يا اختي وصوم بلدك اللي راح فيها دم ولدك قوم يا اختي وصح النوم ما في ظلم بعد اليوم قوم يا اختي وصح النوم ما في ظلم بعد اليوم اختي ومسلم هما واحد والمؤامرة ريحتها فاحت قوم يا اختي صح النوم نرفض الظلم بعد اليوم We want justice We want justice We want justice اختي ومسلم هما واحد المؤامرة ريحتها فاحت اختي ومسلم هما واحد المؤامرة ريحتها فاحت قول يا نرجس ام حسين مصر بلدنا رايحة فين مصر بلدنا رايحة فين We want justice We want justice Thank you very much for trying to support and stand by your brothers and sisters in Egypt. We don't just listen to your pain. We feel your pain. We feel the pain of every Egyptian family that lost their loved ones. We don't have to allow, we should never allow anyone to divide us. The old regime, I say again, the old regime have used religion and football to make the minds of the Egyptian people drift away from the main issue. And now we have to know that the old regime is still playing in the back. We're not against you. We are with you. We are with you in calling for justice. We are with you for calling for reform in Egypt. We have a lot of problems to deal with Egypt. In this critical, sensitive time that the Egyptian people going through, God knows, only God knows what will happen tomorrow. The people are playing in the background and dividing us and making all this trouble. We shouldn't fall for the trap. We should stand together shoulder to shoulder and we should fight together for better Egypt, for peaceful Egypt. Brothers and sisters, we are together. I know that there is a lot of people in Egypt. We have a problem in education. We have a problem in awareness. We have a lot of problems to deal with, and we have to work together. We are going to go as a delegation to the heart of the problem in Aswan to talk to the people who created this, to talk to the people who made us ashamed of what they have done. We are fighting with you. We are with you. We're not against you. Come and join me. Come and join me. Come and join me in this fight. You need to be with me.
stand up and wake up. We are with you.
Copts have no right when they blink tanks to fight. Copts have no right when they blink tanks to fight.
Copts have
No right when they
Thank you, Haj Mustafa. And Haj Mustafa is really being a good friend to the Copts.
We want to be here. Copts have no rights
I don't.
when they blink tanks to fight.
I do not want Egypt without Copts. I do not want Egypt without Copts. I do not want Egypt without Copts. And I do not want Egypt without democracy, without the freedom of religion, without the freedom of practice whatever religion they want. احنا عايزينها معاكم مصر واحدة. مصر فيها المصري المسيحي المسلم مع القبطي. عايزين مصر، احنا عايزين مصر تبقى بلد واحدة. بلد واحدة. لازم نشتغل مع بعض. لازم. انا ما اقدرش اديك بروميس. انا عايز اشتغل معاك. مسيحي فين؟ عايز اركب فين؟ عايز مسيحي فين؟ هو ده عايز مسيحي فين؟ واحد اثنين عايز مسيحي فين؟ واحد اثنين عايز مسيحي فين؟ واحد اثنين عايز مسيحي فين؟ We are calling day and night. Where are our rights? Sisters, we stand here outside the mother of all parliaments. The mother of democracy. By democracy, I mean the freedom for everybody. The freedom for Christians to build their own, churches, to practice when they want, when they feel like it, not when the government says, not when the military says, not when anybody says, Muslim or otherwise. We want you to be part of a nation that is going to have a future for all Egyptians, Christians and Muslims. Do not let anybody divide us. The protection will come from others. The protection, I'm here to love you. I am not going to defend the army. I'm not here to defend the army.
احنا جايين هنا يا جماعه عشان شهدائنا اللي ماتوا تحت الدبابات وتحت الحاجات دي كلها. احنا جايين كلنا هنا اصلا عشان اخواننا المسيحيين اللي استشهدوا اللي ماتوا. بالمناسبة دي يا جماعة أنا عايز أشكر كنيسة ماموس اللي فيها أبونا صابر وأبونا توماس اللي أول ما يشتركوا معانا. يا ريتكم يا جماعة تحييهم كلهم. وأبونا إسحاق من كويتون وأبونا مينا وأبونا لؤى من كولدس جرين. أنا أشكر كهنة لندن اللي هم كلهم اشتركوا معانا. دي بركة كبيرة أوي خالص لينا يعني. ربنا معاكم. كملوا البرنامج بتاعكم. كملوا البرنامج بتاعكم، بس البرنامج بتاعكم في هدف وإيم واحد. إحنا جايين كلنا للشهداء بتوعنا. الشهداء اللي استشهدوا، اللي دخلوا تحت الدبابات وماتوا يعني.
Our fathers, the priest, preceded by Bishop Anthony, His Grace Bishop Anthony.